c'est elle.
On va en finir avec cette société capitaliste et consumériste. Croissance infinie, mon cul, oui.
Je fais quoi? Je décroche?
Tu sais, l'être humain est allé beaucoup trop loin.
Ça a décroché. Allô?
Ouais, Victor, t'es
Ma
où là en
chérie,
fait? On t'attend.
je suis, tu sais mon pote Jean-Claude?
Le parano complètement allumé là?
Ouais. Non, enfin tu peux pas dire ça, faut pas non plus.
Attends, on parle quand même d'un mec qui a construit une fusée dans son jardin.
Bah justement.
Thoroughly enjoyed
Ça
this
faisait,
one.
oui.
I thought there was a lot of fun, clever things happening here. The characters were great. You have this in a short period of time. This arc happened that I just thought was brilliantly written and executed. The set was a lot of fun, and they did some great things with reveals, just helping to tell the story visually. And then on top of that, it was just layered in with all this great humor. And dynamics between the characters, and I just I loved everything about this one. A lot of fun in a condensed amount of time. They really packed it in. Worth checking it out.
Creative and super original. I like that, you know, the guy who everybody kind of just writes off as a lunatic is actually the real deal and has been telling everybody what was going on from the beginning, but everyone just wrote him off. And I think the lesson here is, you know, just never underestimate anyone. And then the funny thing with the main character was that he was in so much trouble with his partner, but the thing is that even if he told her that, so he was kind of damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. So, you know, I think that he was right for just throwing his phone in the coffee and giving up because it was never going to work out for him. It was never in the cards or in the stars.
I really liked this short. I thought it was really fun. It was shot so well, and it, you know, I feel like the sense of humor in it was just really solid. Like the, I felt like the dynamics of the, you know, the older character and the younger character playing off of each other in the space station. It's like, do you want to go back to that? I thought that was a very funny exchange. Yeah, I mean, it was just super well made, very well performed. Comedy is always hard because you have to like put a lot in the, you know, the hands of the actors, and I feel like these actors did an excellent job with the subject matter. So that was great. I really, really enjoyed it.
I really like the way the conversations transitioned between different places and different characters. There was really strong dialogue throughout between all of the characters, and each character was so unique and strong in their own way. It really made for a great story. And the end of the story was definitely really cool, the way Victor came to terms with everything that was happening in his life. And like, it was just very accepting, which made for a very satisfying ending.
Really solid storyline. And it was carried at a nice pace. The actors were all very good and believable in their roles, and liked what the cinematographer did and how the subtlety starts with the shift to where you understand they're in space and then the phone breaking up. So the sound was spot on, and the contrast was really nice. Editing, again, very strong in this film. And enjoyed where it took you and kind of the message it gave. But all in all, thought it was just a nice production value. And again, the actors were well cast in their characters and portrayed them all very, very nicely.
Favorite characters in If You Love Her, Let Her Go were actually the supporting actors, which were Jean-Claude. I really liked him as comedic relief. And the woman's, or the girlfriend's, I don't think I caught her name. She has a really good friend with good advice. The title was very clever because it's the last thing that Victor wants to do is let her go, but he just finds himself in this predicament. I thought that the spaceship was believable with all its lights and exposed circuitry, and very star-crossed lovers. So Move Over Shakespeare
is a short film that works, I believe, on metaphorical levels just as well as it would on more literal interpretations. The use of a venture into outer space, for example, can work as a allegory for gaining the confidence to leave a relationship that simply is just well past its expiration date. And that's what we kind of see the character, the main protagonist, go through, is this realization that his marriage is kind of done and has been for a while. So is it really the worst thing that his friend has taken him into this spaceship for a ride in outer space? There are some really great special effects utilized, especially in the final shot and in the beginning, the way that the camera moves to show the window so that we realize that they are in outer space in the first place. Yeah, there's definitely some very impressive special effect work done. So it's a good short film that I think, again, works on a multitude of levels, both metaphorical, allegorical, and literal.
I thought it was really fun. I thought overall they kind of highlighted bigger problems or bigger themes without, like, with the approach of it being like more lighthearted and funny, which I think, to me at least, and to a lot of people, will probably get the point across a lot more than if you came like with a ton of facts or you took like a harder line about it, with especially with like the earth being like sacred and how we're poisoning it or stealing its resources, or we're not taking care of it, things like that. I think that this approach worked really, really well. You still got all those points across, but it was lighthearted and funny enough that you still felt good while watching it, so I really enjoyed it.